Alright, first leg day for my channel, and lucky for all of us, it's a hamstring day. Now, I know it's not the most popular day of the week for any other lifter, or most other lifters. I'm not going to just assume you hate leg days, but I know a lot of people do, and I'm gonna try and show you guys how and why this is one of my favorite days of the week. Big hint, I have a lot of favorite days of the week because, well, I like lifting, and I would say my least favorite day of the week is those active rest days when I'll still show up to the gym and we'll still hit cardio, but no lifts that day. It's kind of lame. But it's cool. That's not today, and so we don't have to worry about it. As far as how my hamstring days go, I think I mentioned it in a couple videos ago, or maybe last video, that I personally like to separate my leg days because I do hit. I try to hit everything twice a week, and when I say it's hamstring day, what I mean is that it's like a hamstring focus day. So I'm intentionally targeting my hamstrings, but I'll throw in a couple quad pumps, like leg extensions and stuff like that. Which brings me to another subject. Last quad day, I had one of the most fire quad pumps I think I've ever seen, and there were some plus and minuses to that. Pluses being, I don't want my windshield to get cracked. Semi next to me. The pluses of that quad day were that the pump and the new definitions I saw in my leg, they all look great. The minuses, which isn't really a big minus, is it kind of showed me where I need more work. And I think that's when you start getting into what's called bodybuilding, because the more experienced lifter would be able to take a look at themselves and see what's kind of not really missing, but what could use some more work, and then kind of replay all your lifts in your mind, saying, okay, the reason that I'm seeing this new definition in my leg, my bad. The reason I'm seeing this new definition in my leg is because, I'm sorry, that was my air freshener. You probably saw a picture of Jeffrey Epstein. Is that for me, I've been hitting a ton of single leg extensions, and then the first thing that came to mind when I saw my definition and where I was lacking was I could probably go a little less on the single leg extensions and start pumping out some, what do you call them, double leg extensions, or using both legs. And the reason I was targeting singles is because on your quads there is a muscle on your upper thigh that really would only get hit from single leg extensions. And so, to make up for the lack of that getting hit, because when I do other things such as squats and what have you, like leg presses and just other variations of, leg presses, my upper quad would get hit, and I think I focused a little too hard on that. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just kind of fix it, by hitting double leg extensions. And that being said, that's just a focus I saw from my last posing and pump and stuff like that, and so an area that I could work on. And I'm always looking for areas I could work on. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind for myself for next time, a few days from now. But what today is hamstring day. What it's gonna look like, I kind of already played this out in my head. I love warming up with some cable RDLs. Reason being is because versus when you use a barbell or dumbbells and you're going straight down, the cable RDLs allow you to go out, right? It's a different kind of stretch, and it just feels so freaking good. Like, I don't need much. I probably only need like 45 pounds. And because I'm not hitting a PR, that's the hamstring in that sense of a workout. It's just more for the stretch and still definitely getting worked out. Somewhere in between, maybe right after the cable RDLs, I would go to the lying leg curls. For me, and at the very moment, until this new gym opens up and hopefully they have a standing leg curl, the lying leg curl is a current staple. I like to go beyond failure twice. There is some inspiration from Charles Glass, if you know who that is, and Sam Solik, in both areas of failure of this lift. What it's gonna look like, I'm gonna set it up to, let's say 90 or 100 pounds, whatever it is. Lift my chest up by supporting myself with my hands right underneath my chest instead of grabbing the handles, because what that would do is allow me to just use my hamstrings. Sorry, slightly dehydrated. And that's going to allow me to really focus on just my hamstrings. I'm going to do that till I can't. In the same set, when I fail that, I'm going to lower the weight just so I can readjust, grab the handles, because now in that sense, it's easier. It's as if you were to do a cable curl, step away by about 5 feet so that you have constant tension, curl that one weight, then walk all the way up to where the cable starts from, and then start curling again, even after you just already exhausted yourself. And what that's going to look like is another set past failure as far as cable curls go, because the tension's lighter, but you're still using the same weight. That's kind of what it's like for when I grab the handles of the leg curl. Because what happens when you do that is now you're going to use a little extra lower back, some glutes, anything in that general area to basically self-assist you with that rep. So it's no longer just hamstrings, but you're still working them out. And that's the point of going past failure. When I fail that, I like to switch out by grabbing the handle with my right hand. And then this is where the Sam Solik inspiration comes from. Grab the stack with my left hand and just pump out, let's say another 5 to 10 more reps. Okay, so it's gonna look like a 25 to 30 rep range. But man, my hamstrings are cooked, pumped, and I really love that. It's just a nice, real working set. Might do that for 2 sets. And then in between here, the cable RDLs, lying leg curls, and stuff like that are going to be some leg extensions sprinkled in there just to kind of keep a quad pump, because when I do RDLs, I do feel it slightly in my quads when I'm almost hyperextended, I guess. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so it's kind of like when you're squatting and you'd want to like have a quick hammy pump, right, to spring yourself up. It's like a natural knee brace or knee sleeve, in that sense, that when your hamstrings are pumped up and then you squat, surprisingly, you might squat a little bit more. And so it's just nice to have that kind of a pump on the other side of your leg that you're working on. So with those leg extensions sprinkled in, then I might go to the Smith machine and hit a couple more sets of heavier RDLs, just in a different position too, just to go down instead of out. And I think that'll be it. I think that sounds like a total about 7 or 8 sets. I might throw some, I always forget these, I always confuse adductors, abductors. I think I might want to throw some abductors in. Yeah, and then I'll do adductors on quad day. That sounds about right. So with all that being said, yeah, that sounds about like 8 sets. That's all I need. And then might show off the hamstring pump. And then cardio. Yeah, 30 minutes of cardio. I know, this car talk's a little bit longer. Holy crap, 12 minutes. I'm trying to keep these lighter. I just have so much to tell you guys. So, yeah, I'm gonna just try to wrap it up real quick inside, and then I'll see you guys back.
Let's see. We have a timer. Counting down. Why is it not a timer? Let me figure out how I can do that on my fingers. I'm not having a show. I'm just going to let you. No, I think we're only about 5 seconds in. Or actually, that's what you get for being backwards. I'm worried.
Well, that was a bigger pump than expected for a warm-up set. But yeah, we're doing this on the phone today because I don't know. I thought I wiped out my camera storage, and they're saying that they can't record. We gotta look into that. But that's why I'm glad I have 2 tripods. Oh my god. All right. This is where I'm gonna keep my hands, and this is where you're probably gonna see the killer double setted set till failures. Yeah, I only dropped to 95 pounds because this is my first working set, and it's usually what I need, especially on the cut. Like, you're not gonna see me increasing weight too much, but I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm also fasted. I work out fasted, so I think 95s would be good, but we might bump it to 110s. But that's like a 15-pound jump, so I'd rather get more intense reps than just like a heavy set till 6, fail, 6 more reps, fail. I'd rather do sets of 10, you know? So we'll see what happens.
Remember last week, I kind of lacked it. My back was saying, this time, it'll be fine. So, I'm going to do one more set. I'm going to increase the weight. It should be fine. 6 and 10, whatever I do that. Right now, the whole goal for me is I haven't been able to walk. I'm still trying to make sure that I don't aggravate you. So,
Holy crap. All right. All right. So, you guys saw me doing 95 earlier, and I was talking all this and that about how I want to go hard on all these reps, and I don't want to just stop at 6 reps before I fail and then go again. I didn't realize that my first set, I was going to be able to pump out 15, 16 and a half, right? And if you notice, at the end of the first set before I failed, while I was still having my chest up, my legs were just kind of like kicking back, because even those little partials, those little tweaks, I'm still feeling it, right? So I'm trying to engage my hamstrings as much as possible from that position, because that's the most optimal position before I go and grab my handles and then engage everything else, right? So I want to take advantage of how exhausted I was. But after I saw how many reps I was doing, I think it's fair to say that we're gonna bump it up to 110. Actually, the whole time was 100. I didn't see this. So 115? 115 sounds good. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. I was slipping last time, so let's pull these up. Okay.
guys start skating or five?
Nah,
Stop swinging.
Let me see if I could put that right there. See what you guys can see. Then want to do like I don't know what you call it, a strip down, a show in front of the whole gym. But hopefully you guys caught the hamstring pop. That was looking pretty nice. Dude, that cardio session, woof. I thought I was gonna be struggling the whole time from how cooked my hamstrings are. And it wasn't too bad. My cardio session, actually, you know what? To be honest, it gets easier and easier as time goes on. Like, I remember, and every gym, every bike is kind of different. But like, so I don't know how much this would mean. But for me, when I go to that gym, I try to stay on the same bike, so at least I know how to measure my progress and everything. But I remember resistance used to be at a chill 6. And now resistance is chilling at 10. So yeah, that's been pretty fun. But the reason today's cardio session was so fire is because as of recently, and I know I'm late to the game, but I started a new series for myself, Dragon Ball Super, which is, and I'm trying to watch him. I looked him up online. I try to watch him like chronologically, so that like, you know, because they're like they come out with different ones, and then but the timeline's different for all of them. So Dragon Ball Super is technically my 4th Dragon Ball series. I just finished Daima. which was kind of mid in my opinion. But Dragon Ball Super, I'm only like 10 episodes in. It's so fire. It's, as some would say, super, you know. So got to the new power up level for Goku, and as I was watching that was firing me up for my cardio. So that's been pretty tight. I try to tell everyone about this, you know. Watching anime does not make you a weebo. Of all the anime watchers, if you're to divide them, 80% would be the weirdos, right? They got some secret anime fetish or whatever kind of weird anime they're watching. And then the 20% of us are gym bros that watch anime to get hyped up. You know, as the Trend Twins would say, I'm working out. I'm just trying to look like an anime character. And that's the goal, right? Like when you watch Goku get powered up and it hypes you up to speed your cardio up a little bit. At least for me, it does. How cool was solo leveling? That too, I just finished recently. But anyways, as far as my hamstring pump goes, I think that was pretty fire. Don't have much to say for you guys on this car talk on home. But as far as diet talk goes, I just realized that like not everyone that would be watching this would be on a cut. You know, some people might be on the bulk, right? So I'm just trying to be aware of that when I try to talk to everyone. And when it comes to bulking, if you saw my car talk from last video, I was just all about the cut. Kind of do the opposite, right? If I'm tapering down for calories on my cut, as the cut goes deeper and deeper, for someone who'd be on a bulk, I would tell them to taper up, right? So maybe, and I'm kind of cooked right now, so I can't think straight, but maybe someone who's at 3,000 calories, stay there for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I would tell them to bump up to 3,300, right? And then again, this kind of all depends on where you're at before you started your bulk, before you started your cut. So if you're just now starting out, either one of those, I would tell you to eat till you're full, okay? So don't force yourself to eat more or eat less, whatever you're trying to do. So on the bulk, I would say eat till you're full, but count the calories. So say like you got full at 2,700 calories. Cool. Okay, we're gonna stay there for about 2 weeks. And then I would tell you to bump that up to 3,000. And then like I said, and then after that 3,300. Or just whatever feels right, you know. Maybe you could try 3,200, 3,150. And then if you're not seeing any progress, instead of waiting 2 weeks, you could just bump it up to 3,300 the next week. But it's all about kind of like checking your progress, tracking everything, to make sure you're not staying stagnant, making sure you're not plateauing even on the scale. Last video, I think I remember telling you guys I was 232. Was I 231? I forgot what I told you guys. But as of this morning, or technically yesterday, we broke that 230 barrier. I'm 222.4. And that's awesome because yesterday I had Leatherby's, which is, again, just my local ice cream shop, right? So, I know, and when it comes to counting calories, as far as going out and getting something when you go out to eat or whatever, when I find out that the particular thing that I like to get is a certain amount of calories, I try not to stray away from that. So, for example, like the ice cream I always get every time I get to Leatherby's, I change to flavors, but I get the same thing every single time, so that at least portion size, as far as how many scoops they give me and sauce and whatever, is the same. Then, like, I try to keep that the same. So I know my ice cream is about 1,000. Well, if my cut is keeping me at 2,700, I just eat a little bit lesser of everything else, and make sure I'm hitting that 2,700. And that pretty much means 1,700 worth of everything else outside of the ice cream. But yeah, I had ice cream about 8 o'clock last night. That was the last thing I ate. I'm consistently on a downward trend. Very rarely on this cut, maybe when I was in the higher, or not higher, but lower 3,000s, did I see like a small spike in fluctuation of weight. Ooh, confession, I did have a cheat day, a full day, right? Not just a cheat meal, because I don't do that so often. So like, it was a couple weeks ago, and from the last time I did that, it's been 6 weeks. So it was a couple Sundays ago, specifically Sunday, because I had Sundays off. I remember, dude, I had like my favorite burger, baptized with nacho cheese, onion rings tossed in garlic sauce. Came back to the same place where I work, had a fat calzone. Then went, the ice cream shop is actually across the street from my restaurant job, and then I had the ice cream too. All that entire day worth of eating. Bumped me, I was 232 in the morning, bumped me up to 236 when I, and some change, 236.4, something like that, the next morning. And I was like, dang, I overdid it. But because my calorie deficit and my activity level, calories being low and the activity being high, dude, that week, I shred all of that extra weight and some. So when I was 232, the start of that cheat meal day on Sunday, I think by Saturday, I was 231. So not only did I lose everything I gained on the cheat meal day, I lost an extra pound. I was pretty stoked. And it's not because I was extra hungry or something. It's just because when I'm serving at that restaurant and I see all my favorite foods being served out, that cheat meal day or cheat day was to kill my cravings, not necessarily to refuel myself. Every craving was killed, and I ate so much I thought I was gonna be sick, and I'm like, I don't want this for probably another 6 weeks. But in a few weeks from now, it's gonna be my mom's birthday, and I think we're gonna go to like all-you-can-eat sushi. So I'll save that next cheat day for that day, because I'm not about to hold back. That place does not like to see me. So I'm home now. I'm stoked about today's leg day. I love seeing that new hamstring pump. I say new because every time I do something like this, every day I just see like a noticeable change, especially on this cut. And as you should, right? It's just something slightly different. So stoked about today's hammy pump. Can't wait to post this. And hopefully the next time I see you guys would be, hopefully it'll be like a chest back or maybe arm day. We'll see what's going on.